Alright, try something a little bit different here. First in a series, or at least I have two of them planned, so maybe it'll become a series, where I'm going to take a look at a board that was played in some high-level match. This one's from a B division match, where the players played it the same way, and they played it probably a little bit more cynically than the board actually needs to be. So you can see the kingdom here. There's Reckless, that's on Haunted Woods. Can't see in this display. And so what the players did is they saw that there was Groom, and they saw that there was this victory card costing 4 or less, and so they decided they were going to both play Groom rushes. So, get a bunch of Grooms, and then start grooming the green cards, Groom tunnels, Groom estates, and that's the game. It's pretty good. Usually that'll get you the game ended in 11 turns, 12 turns, 13 turns, somewhere around there, depending on draws. And it's okay. It's pretty good a lot of the time, but on this board, you can actually, I think, do a little bit better. Probably beat the Groom Rush maybe 65 to 70% of the time by going ahead and building. There's looking at the rest of the board, ignoring the rush. There's villages, there's draw, and there's extra gains. So there's plenty to do. It's just a matter of can you do it fast enough to beat this cynical strategy. And there's kind of 3 things that are going to point away from the Groom Rush. The first is that the tunnel rush compared to others doesn't actually score quite as much. Like Gardens, I think when you empty it's something like 38 points. Mill and Island both end up taking provinces along the way, so they score a little bit more, whereas Tunnel, you get 8 tunnels, maybe you get 11 estates. You take 8 estates out of the pile and 3 that you have, and that only comes out to 27, and so it doesn't actually take as much to outscore it. The second thing is that you do have Populate here. And this for a deck that builds is pretty relevant, just because you have all 8 of these things that are decently good, and you'll be happy to take all of them. So Populate gets you all of them, and it gets you all of them faster than you might otherwise get. And then the third thing is Haunted Woods, and especially with Reckless. For kind of 2 reasons. The first is that it can kind of beat up on Groom rushes. So, like, you Groom, like, late turn might be something like Groom Tunnel, Groom Tunnel, Groom Tunnel, buy estate, something like that. And the Haunted Woods may actually either cut out the estate buy or make it so that next turn can't gain quite as much. So, really, when the goal is take out these piles, taking away gains matters a lot. And then the other thing is with Reckless Haunted Woods, the building deck, despite not having much trashing, can stay really consistent if it manages to play a Haunted Woods, or even better, throw in a Haunted Woods. And with that, you can see the setup here. We have opponent, also me, that's in the first player seat, going to play the Groom Rush, and so it gets that little bit of first player advantage. So it's just going to end up, it's going to take a bunch of Grooms. It's going to then go ahead, start taking tunnels, start taking estates. Over here, I'm going to actually go ahead and start by messengering something. The reason for messenger is you don't actually really want to be handing out really anything, but the reason for messenger is the first goal over here. Playing this building deck is going to be to populate, and the best way to do populate is to play a Haunted Woods and get +6 cards the next turn. Makes you pretty likely to hit 10, and so Messenger, helps to hit 5, but more importantly, it helps to cycle to the Haunted Woods. So, especially if you see it turn 3 or turn 4, it makes you see Haunted Woods that much faster. And let's see, so the other things here, like Tunnel, Cutpurse, Groom, Throne Room, they all probably speed up the Groom rush a little bit more than Silver, so I'm just going to go and hand out a Silver, which theoretically probably benefits the Groom rush, but might also not quite get there. It could also jam them up a little bit, so it's probably pretty neutral. Go ahead and take another Silver, try to hit 5 like that. You can see the Groom rush getting its groomed as it should. Good to see the Messenger here, and this is actually pretty good for the Groom rush to be at 4 Grooms already. So we'll go ahead and discard. The ideal actually be to get the first Groom off Populate. For now, I don't really want to put it in because I'd rather be, not colliding my terminals, of which there's now going to be 2 in the deck. Haunted Woods, Messenger. Just going to go ahead and take a Throne Room. Throning Messenger, Throning Haunted Woods is both good. In fact, this is really good to get to Throne the Haunted Woods. Another silver will do nicely. We're actually going to end up drawing deck next turn, so getting as much money in as possible is a good thing. You can see the rush over there already starting to take green cards. So what we want is a lot more Throne Rooms. So I'm going to take I think Throne Room Throne Room Populate. There's also an argument for Haunted Woods Populate, since so much of the deck is dependent on playing Haunted Woods, but just getting stuff in is fine. Rush really starting to move along. I don't think it's performing the best possible, maybe, but I think it's doing all right. Here I'm going to pick up another Haunted Woods. Next turn, ideally, we're throwing the Haunted Woods, but it might not end up happening. Yeah, this is really good. You can see the Grooms have gotten taken out, and just keep picking up Throne Rooms, because what our real goal is going to be is let's try to throne Haunted Woods each turn. Good way to do that is to have Throne Rooms. This is a little bit tough. We know there's probably another Throne Room in there, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw in the Lost City just to make sure. I can Groom a Throne Room at this point. I'd be pretty likely to draw it. Getting Throne's really nice here. Like Throne, Haunted Woods, sure. Throne. You can actually be a little bit aggressive here. I think I'm actually going to end up winning next turn. So we'll go Messenger twice, and then we'll go Cutpurse just to try to cut out what's going to be possible over there. Go ahead and I guess replace into replace. Those end up being a lot of the scoring next turn. Throne Room is going to be really easy to get out. Duchy's a little bit harder. So the thing we want to avoid right now is potentially leaving a win. The way that the other side could potentially get a win is if it gets like 2 tunnels in a Throne Room and then Messenger's Throne Room. So we want to keep Throne Room out at least 4. So after we populate, we'll populate at least once. We'll have 9 left over. We don't actually want it to be another Throne Room because, as we said, we're a little bit frightened of this thing that could happen over there. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I guess, take something like maybe a bank is actually just fine. We'll have plenty of buys and go from there. So I'm actually looking over here right now, and it turns out that the extra Throne Room indeed would have been losing. And actually, the rush over here is going to be able to buy a province, so it's feeling threatened, and it says, "Okay, come beat me." And I mean, it is going to lose here, so Just throne, Pilgrim. Keep trying to draw as much as possible. Now we can go ahead and get these throne rooms. Go ahead and do something resembling drawing them. Replacing into some more throne rooms also looks good. And now we can go ahead and I guess it's going to be end up winning. So let's see. I want to get another bank, and now I can just start going to duchies. We don't need to draw anything more. So let's take some duchies. Let's get ourselves some buys, cutpursing, and this'll pretty easily win. Take 4 provinces, and we have 3 piles out. So there you go. You can see that all happened in 10 turns. There was some probably, I don't know. There was some good fortune early getting the throne on Haunted Woods so fast. That doesn't necessarily need to happen, of course, but it sure is nice when it does. But really, this deck, just because of Populate and because of the Reckless Haunted Woods, really can do this outpacing. And I mean, this is a rush deck that I mean, it was rushing, and it even got to take a province, get a little bit extra point out there. So yeah, there's how the building deck wins on that kingdom. I'll see you all.